Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Got your coffee ready? We're doing something different today. I, y'all are gonna get sick and tired of me experimenting on this internet. Let's see. Hi. Hi, Miss Flo. How you doing? Um Today is October 27th, 2023, my granddaughter's birthday. Happy birthday, Tavia. And that's why I'm drinking out of this cup. She gave this cup to me a while back, and it's insulated and it's heavy, and it's from Disney. Um, and it just so happens today is her birthday, so I figured I'd wish her happy birthday. Whether she sees this or not is another story. She's a busy gal. But anyway, today's October 27th, 2023. I try to go live on Fridays at 10:30 a.m. Eastern. And you can't hear me? Now what? You know what I think it is? Hang on. I think it's the settings that I. All right, Flo, can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me okay. Okay. I read where the hi Judy. I read where you could put the settings on cancel background noises because I got my fan on because for some reason Virginia decided to be warm. Can you hear me now, Flo? Let me know. Anyway, so I put it where it knocks out the background noise. So I don't know if that screwed things up or not, but Judy can hear me, so I guess I'm doing okay. Yeah. Anyway, so this is what we're making lots of changes anyway, and so just be prepared for that. Not drastic changes, but changes in our routine and what we're doing. Well, I found out that I can share with you guys uh, what they call Creative Commons videos off of YouTube, which means it tells you on there that you can share this with anybody. You just got to give them credit for. Okay, there you go, Flo. You just got to give them credit for the video. So that's what we're going to play with today. You'll still be, I'll be sharing the video with you guys, and you will be able to comment, blah, 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 So present, share the screen. I want to look it up too to see what it looks like on my phone. Let's see. Okay. Excuse me. Let me get it on my phone real quick so that I can see what's going on your end too. Oh, that's different. It is blah blah blah. That is different. They make changes, which is different. It's a good change, but it's. Let me turn my sound down. It's a good change because we're always trying to find our live on as we're videoing. Oh, by the way, be proud of me. I found some lost videos. And I think the reason they were lost is because we weren't happy with them because there's like a blurb in the sound. but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and edit them anyway and get them out there because some of it's fall related and I want to hurry up and get them out there. Okay, this is what we're going to do. Let me see. Okay, let me see what it looks like. There we go. Okay, so now 10 of the easiest pumpkin dessert ideas. So let me know if you've made any of these. And I can see comments on the phone. And this is, isn't it funny? Six Sisters stuff. So there's a SSS, another SSS out there. Anyway, I haven't watched this, so we're going to watch this together.
I love Halloween. I love Halloween so much that I actually start putting up my decorations on September 1st every year. Now, I love pumpkin recipes almost as much as I love Halloween. So today I'm sharing with you Six Sisters' top 10 recipes that are made out of pumpkin. Now the first recipe I'm making is no-bake turtle pumpkin pie. And as you know, no-bake is my favorite. Now you can be really fancy and make your own graham cracker crust, but this is a game changer. Now on the bottom of our graham cracker crust, we're gonna add about a 1/3 cup of caramel.
Sassy.
You see that? Yeah. And we're actually just going to pour it all over.
She likes the pre-made.
It is covered. Then I kind of just spread it around a little bit. Guys, that's gonna be amazing. Oh, I'm excited. Next, I'm gonna take a 1/2 cup of pecans. Now it says chopped. These are still some bigger chunks because I like it that way on my turtle pie. So you're just gonna spread these into your caramel or caramel or whatever you wanna call it. Don't judge me, just know that's what it is. It still tastes the same. Next, we're gonna add 2 packages of vanilla pudding mix. So these are 3.4 ounces, so you're gonna add 2 of these. So it'll be just over like 6.8 ounces. Then you're gonna add 1 cup of milk to the pudding. Then just go ahead, mix this all together.
This is Mama Sassy's type of quick dessert.
It's gonna be thick, that's how we want it. Then you're just gonna add 1 cup of pumpkin puree, and we're just gonna mix this all together. Okay, this is pretty mixed. Now we're just gonna add about 1 teaspoon of cinnamon and a 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg. We're just gonna add some flavor to this. Mix it all together. Then you're just gonna slowly put this on. Now the caramel is really loose and soft, so you kind of want to do it in chunks so it will be easier to spread. All right, then we're gonna put about 1.5 cups or so of Cool Whip on, or whipped cream, whatever you like. I love Cool Whip, that's my favorite thing. You're just gonna gently spread this all over the top. All right, so then we're just gonna put this little lid on, then we're gonna refrigerate it for 2 hours. We want everything to just combine together. All right, let's cut into this. Oh man, I'm so excited.
So once it's cooled, it's soft, but it's tasty.
Oh, can you see that? That looks so good. So now we're just gonna add a little more pecans on top. If you like those, no pressure. If you don't have to add the little
That's
extras.
easy.
And then I like to add just a little bit more caramel.
Oh,
all right, guys, time to taste test the turtle pecan pie. This is what.
Oh my gosh, y'all, that's making me hungry. But yeah, that's a quick dessert that Mama Sassy likes to do. So I'm gonna have to show her that recipe. Okay, what's the next one?
One of my favorites. Now you don't need very big pieces because it is rich, but it is good. Definitely ranking this a 5. All right, the next recipe is our 3-ingredient pumpkin cookies. This is my go-to after-school snack for my
cookies
kids.
I've not
First,
had.
you're gonna add about 15 ounces, so about a 1/2 can of this big one. This is 30 ounces of pumpkin puree. Not pumpkin pie mix, pumpkin puree. Then you're gonna add 1 package of spice cake mix. Ooh, probably should have gotten a bigger bowl. That's okay. We're gonna see if I can do this without spilling everywhere. And then just a cup of chocolate chips. I like to use milk chocolate chips, but you can use whatever kind you like. And I am eyeballing, so probably doing more than a cup because really you could always have more chocolate chips. Sarah wanted to test out some of the dough. You want to try a little bite? Okay, go ahead. What do you think?
A bit sour.
A bit sour. Okay, there you have it. All right, so my secret with these cookies is to use a cookie scoop. It
Now
makes
that
your
would
life
be easy
so much
cookies to
easier.
make.
But if you don't have one, that's okay. You can just scoop it with a spoon. Here, I'll show
That would be an easy Thanksgiving cookie to make.
you. Scoop it with a spoon and then just kind of put on a blob, just like that. It will work either way, but I love the cookie scoop because I don't have to touch anything. Super easy. So usually if I'm giving the cookies away, my secret is I'll put a few chocolate chips just on top to make it look, like there's tons in there. And it just makes them look better. We're gonna bake these at 350 degrees for about 8 minutes. We have our pumpkin chocolate chip cookies. Now, I'd probably cook them for another minute or two. They're kind of mushy, but I like them that way. So good. I'm gonna give these a 4 just because I probably should have cooked them longer, so that's my fault.
So I'm making my pumpkin pie filling, and
Y'all might already know how to make pumpkin pie, right? Let's see what she does, if she does anything.
I've got a
different.
large glass bowl, and the first ingredient is one 15-ounce can of pure pumpkin puree. The next ingredient is a 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk. Now I'm adding 1/4 cup of light brown sugar, 2 large eggs, as well as 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now for the spices, I'm adding 1.5 teaspoons of ground cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt.
Yeah.
Then I'm just gonna mix this together until everything is well combined and the filling is smooth. Now that our filling is done, we can pour it into our pie crust. I'm just using a 9-inch store-bought pie crust, but if you have a homemade pie crust that you love, it would work great for this recipe. And then I just put the pie on a large baking sheet, and I've cut a few strips of.
You know what some people do? They pre-bake their pie crust.
Foil that I'm loosely covering the crust with. I don't want my crust to be burned, and so I put this on in the beginning to kind of cover it so it cooks a little slower than the rest of the pie, and then I'll take it off towards the end so the crust gets nice and golden. But you could put it on halfway through if you feel like your crust is too dark. Then you put it in the oven at 425 degrees for about 15 minutes. Then reduce the oven temperature to 350 and bake for 35 to 40 more minutes until it's done. Serve with a little whipped cream and enjoy.
So first you're going to crack your eggs and put 4 of them into a bowl. Then add 1 2/3 cup of sugar. Next you're going to add 1 cup of vegetable oil. Then a smaller can of pumpkin. So comes in 2 sizes, the big can, the smaller can. You're going to add the smaller can, which is about 15 ounces. And just put that all in with the rest of it. Then mix it really well. So then you're going to add your 2 cups.
At least this video goes, the recipe doesn't linger. It goes on and tells you.
Of flour and 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Now, these are your dry ingredients. You can sift them all together, but I just throw them in. And then just 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Then I have my cinnamon, so it's 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon, and then just 1 teaspoon of salt. You don't have to use the whole teaspoon. I did about half a teaspoon. Then mix it really well. Then I have a 9x13 pan that I'm going to spray with cooking spray, and then just dump your batter into the pan. Then spread it around so it's pretty even. And then you're going to stick it in the oven at 350 degrees for 30 minutes. Once you're all done baking it, you're going to take the other end of a wooden spoon or a fork and pull.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if I could handle all of that. Because I love caramel and it would seem like it'd be too much. But what do I know?
Poke holes in it. I like the bigger holes because then when I drizzle my caramel on top, it seeps into this cake a little bit better. Then spread the caramel around the best you can, getting into the little holes.
Yeah.
Now let's make the frosting. So I have a container of Cool Whip, and I use the whole entire container. Next, I use cream cheese.
Oh, cream
I
cheese.
use not the fat-free kind because it mixes a little bit better. Then just add 2 cups of powdered sugar and mix it with your beaters. Mix it for about 2 minutes till it's nice and smooth. Then you're just going to put it on top. You want to make sure that your cake is pretty much cooled when you do this, or else it will melt down into the holes with the caramel. And then just spread it around the best that you can. Then I like to put crushed pecans on top, along with a little caramel drizzle as you're serving each individual.
I don't know. I think that would be too sweet for me. I don't know. I think that would be too sweet.
Piece.
Let's get started. The first ingredient you'll need is a spice cake mix. To that, you'll add 1 15-ounce can of pumpkin puree and then stir it until it's pretty much smooth. Refrigerate this mixture for about 30 minutes until it sets up a little bit and it's easier to roll. From there, spray a mini muffin tin with cooking spray or olive oil, and then take about a 1-inch ball and roll it in melted butter until your muffin tin is totally full. Bake these at 350 degrees for about 10 to 12 minutes or until a toothpick inserted in the center comes out clean. They should easily pop out of the muffin tin with a fork or a spoon.
Then we like to top them with powdered sugar.
Oh, now those poppers are cute.
Are you ready? We got a lot of ingredients. Let's do this.
A lot of ingredients, but most of the things that you have. So here we go. We'll dive in. We'll start with 1 can of pumpkin puree. So it's a 15-ounce can. I'm going to use the whole thing.
Nice. While you're dumping that in, I'll dump in the sugars.
Okay.
So 3/4 cup of white sugar, 3/4 cup of brown sugar. There you go.
Okay. Cream that together.
Cream that together. While you're creaming, I'm going to add your eggs too, so it'll make it a little easier. So just 3 eggs here. And then half
All these recipes look great.
a cup of oil. While you're mixing, I'll just add it for you. Okay. So while you're mixing that up, I'm going to just add a 1/2 cup of sour cream. And I am going to just kind of eyeball this a little bit. You can measure it. Those of you who love to measure, that's great. Okay. So we're going to continue with our liquid stuff. So we got about 2 tablespoons of orange juice.
Orange juice.
It's kind of a funny thing in this recipe,
Right? I thought it was so
good.
strange, but the citrus is good.
Right. And then we're just going to add about a 1/2 tablespoon of molasses. And I love molasses.
It's the best
So
smell.
good. And we added a little bit more because
That was
we
a
knew this was gonna
staple in
happen.
our cabinets.
It's going to stick to the sides.
Yep.
So we'll get out about a 1/2 tablespoon or so. All right. Next,
Yeah,
we're just going to do
right,
1
Flo.
teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, is that all our liquid stuff?
Yep.
These are
Okay,
nice
that's good. Now we're getting
recipes, though.
into the
All the dries.
So we have 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg. Dump that in. 1/2 teaspoon of ground cloves.
I have to replenish my cabinets because there's a lot of stuff that we used to have as a staple, like the molasses. But this is the first I've heard about putting orange juice in this.
Which is the best smell.
I know. It's like Christmas blossom.
Yes.
And then just 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. Okay. So then we have 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and then just a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Okay. Whew, got all the little spices. Done.
Done,
Now the
done.
last part is the flour.
Yep.
We're just going to dump in 3 cups of white flour. There you go. Good luck
Beautiful.
mixing. Probably need a bigger
Right.
bowl.
No, this
Mhm.
is perfect. Just fold it in.
While you're folding, I'll just nibble on the chocolate chips for a minute. All right, so we're gonna add about 2 cups of chocolate chips. Now
Chocolate
I
chips.
am gonna use a little bit more than 2 cups. We have another bag here because I love to top it with chocolate.
I used to make chocolate chip cookies for the kids all the time, so we always had chocolate chips around.
Lots of chocolate chips on top because that way every bite you get a lot of chocolate.
I'm a purist. I like it plain.
What?
I do. I love pumpkin bread with no chocolate chips.
Purist. That's what
I'm gonna go
call
with the
you now.
purist.
Purist way.
Okay,
Oh, it looks good.
it's ready.
Yes. We're going to cook it a few different ways.
Yep.
Now, I've made this lots of different ways. So you can cook it in a loaf pan. It will make 2 loaf pans.
Yes.
Or it will make 6 mini loaf pans.
Mini loaves.
Or it will make 24 kind of big muffins.
Yeah, big muffins.
Big muffins. So sometimes I like to switch it up a little bit. So
Yep.
we're going to do a loaf pan and then 3 mini loaf pans. So you spray it really good because, yeah, we don't want it to stick.
You
That's
could
the-
I like
also
watching
like
other
grease
people
and flour it
bake.
if you feel
Yes.
like it. But
I like watching other people cook. Let their kitchen get messy.
whatever you want to do.
Slowly start putting it in. So I'm going to do just half of the batter. Okay, that's about half. Yeah, what do you
Yep.
think?
Perfect. And now these 3 little ones.
The little ones are.
So we're going to
The little ones are great for gifts.
cook these at 350. The little ones are going to cook for like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And not much longer. Big one will cook for 40 minutes. Then you're going to cover it and cook for another 10 to 15. Just watch it. You just want to make sure it's not burning.
Yeah.
But you don't want it jiggly in the middle. I made the muffins yesterday and it only takes about 20 minutes for the muffins to be done. Well, let's get going. Let's do our pumpkin first, if that's okay.
Okay.
I always like to put it on the bottom. It just makes my life,
We're
it
getting
makes my life a
there.
little bit easier.
There's a lot of these.
Okay,
So
so,
this-
the whole can.
There's a lot of desserts here, which that's what I wanted to look at, pumpkin desserts. But and they seem really, really easy to me.
Yep, 15 ounces.
And this is pumpkin puree, not pumpkin pie filling.
Yes.
Okay.
And because a Corona pumpkin is a little hard to find, so
Yeah.
you
And
want-
fall time.
right?
Mhm.
So if you want pumpkin right now, go grab it while it's still available. Okay, then we're just gonna add in 4 eggs. There we go. And then I'll let you add the others while I mix.
Okay. So then we're going 2, is this 2 cups of
2
sugar?
cups. Yep.
Yep.
Boring.
That sounds like a lot, but you got a lot of pumpkin in there, so
Yeah.
you need some
And
sweetness.
it's for a whole cake.
Yes.
So that's good. And then oil, we've just got 1 cup of vegetable oil that
Yep.
we'll dump in there.
Now you can put this in like your stand mixer, or,
Yeah.
you know, but we're just doing it this way by hand because sometimes it's more fun that way.
Right. We'll work out while you are getting ready.
Go.
So now we've got to add some seasonings to it. We are going to do 3 teaspoons of cinnamon. So seems
Typical seasonings in here.
like a lot, but remember this is a big cake. And then we're
Yes.
also going to do 1 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. So if you don't have pumpkin pie spice, you can add in a little bit of nutmeg, a little bit of cloves. If you
Right.
Google how to make your own pumpkin pie spice, it's super easy.
Yes.
Okay, and then we've got to add in some baking powder, some baking soda. So let's see, baking powder, I've got 2 teaspoons.
Nice.
And then baking soda, we've got 1 teaspoon. And then just a little bit of salt, 1 teaspoon of salt.
Nice. Okay, mix that in. And then our last one is the flour. I'll bounce it to you.
Thank you.
Sorry,
Okay,
I'm
so
gonna mix.
it's just
This is making me hungry, y'all.
2 cups of flour, which means this is going to be a really moist cake.
Nice. Which is what I like.
Yeah.
Almost like fudgy, kind
Yeah.
of. Like, I don't know how else to describe it.
I love like the dense, I don't know.
Pumpkin.
It's just so good.
Yes. All right. Mixing this in.
And you almost need a bigger bowl.
I probably do. Sorry, I'm getting flour all over you.
Totally fine.
And
the floor.
myself and the floor and everything. I get those sides.
Well, it's nice to know somebody else has a messy kitchen when they're cooking.
There we go.
That's how you know it's good.
Maybe it's a sign I should use a mixer. It's fine. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Break.
looking
Your
good.
turn.
Okay.
Your turn.
Muscles. Why you're using your muscles? I am going to spray the pan with a nonstick cooking spray. You
I forgot this is the sheet
can
cake.
butter it and flour it, but this is the lazy way, and I just love using pan. We were talking about before we started filming too, this is such a moist cake with it's got the oil and the pumpkin, so it isn't going to be too sticky. So that's why you're okay to use pan. Yeah. And then dump it in there.
Dump that. I'll grab a spoon to help
Thank
get
you.
the edges.
You got that okay?
Yeah. We'll lick out the rest of that one.
It's been a long time since I've made a sheet cake.
We'll do that off camera.
Yes.
Okay. Then I'm just going to spread this around. It's not a very thick layer.
No, but it will cook
cook up.
Yeah.
Yep, it gets nice and puffy.
Just going to try and even it before I start spreading. How's it looking?
Perfect.
Going okay?
Yep, you're ready
Okay.
to bake.
Yep, I feel good about it.
Okay, now that is all spread and even, we're going to cook it at 350 degrees for about, 20, 25 minutes?
Yeah,
25
it
to
can't
30
be that
minutes.
long.
Okay, perfect. 25 to 30. All right.
Can't be long in the oven because it's thin.
So came out of the oven. We let it cool for 15, 20 minutes. You don't want it really, really hot because your frosting will melt. So you want it to cool pretty much all the way.
Yeah.
So now we're going to make our delicious cream cheese frosting that will go on top, which this is what makes the recipe amazing.
You're a frosting
I
girl.
also love frosting.
Yes,
Might
she
be
does.
my favorite food.
Yep.
But okay, let's make some frosting.
All right. So we're going to start with a cup of butter or 2 sticks of butter. They're at least room temperature, maybe a little bit softer. So
Yes.
start with that.
Okay. And you have a whole block or 8 ounces of cream cheese. It is softened a little bit in there.
Okay.
There we go. Start mixing that a little bit. Yummy. Now you don't want
You have to soften it or it's not going to mix. So
it melted because you want it a little bit thicker frosting. So as you are mixing that, I'm gonna add in your vanilla. So 1 teaspoon of vanilla?
2 teaspoons.
2 teaspoons of vanilla. I love vanilla. Okay. And then
Okay.
as you're mixing that, we'll just slowly add in powdered
Powdered sugar.
So it's about 3 cups. We'll just slowly add it. Okay, it is really thick. So we're just gonna add just a little bit of milk just to thin it out just a little bit. So I don't know, 1/4 a cup or so.
Yeah, 2
Okay.
tablespoons, and then just kind of play with it, see what you need. Kristen, do you want a beater?
Yeah, you want me to lick that off for you? When I cook it myself, I leave a ton of frosting on the beaters, so I don't like it.
I actually like cream cheese frosting. It tastes a whole lot better than just plain sweet frosting.
Mm-hmm. Our mom always used to let us lick the beaters.
I know, it was my favorite. There we go.
Gotta hit the frosting off.
All right, if she goes and washes those, I'm going to start putting the frosting on. Looks good, Kate. Oh man.
Okay.
It's all Kristen can do to
I know.
not lick this right now. Lick it. No, I'm fine. Kate, we are done with this one.
Yeah, I think I've made pumpkin pie milkshakes a long time ago. They're fun.
Oh, we're gonna start with a 1/4 cup of pumpkin puree.
Nice. I love this because if you just have a little bit left over,
Yeah.
this is a perfect recipe.
This is a really good recipe.
Exactly.
Okay.
So usually we'll double, usually it's 1/3 of a cup, but because we're just making it one, it's 1/6 of a cup of milk.
Just a little bit of milk.
A little bit.
And then we've got a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon.
And then a 1/2 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice.
And then we're gonna throw in about
Okay, I think I can do this one. We'll have to try that. I'll have to buy some when Mom gets home. I think I'll try. If I remember, I will try doing this for her. I think she'll like
a cup of vanilla ice cream. So, whoa, just a couple scoops. Good?
Good.
Okay.
Okay, now this is my favorite thing in the world. This is why I wanted to show you a single serving too, because it is just the best little blender and I love it so much and it blends better than all my other blenders. So, and I have a lot of blenders.
I have a similar blender that you do. You put the top on like that and then you put it. But I don't think it's a Ninja. No, I know it's not a Ninja. I can't remember the brand.
There we go. So Ninja single serving. I'll put it down below in the description for you guys if you are interested, because it will just blend it awesome. Ready? Here we go. All right. Good enough.
Hi, Miss Alice. 75. You know what? I woke up this morning thinking, oh my gosh, it felt like the heat was on, but it didn't get, and I had the fan on me and everything. It got warm last night.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay.
We're watching recipes, Alice. So if you want to go back and watch the replay, you'll see the other recipes. I've learned how to be able to share other people's videos if they're described as Creative Commons, which means they tell you you're allowed to share.
Okay. Okay. So then you're just gonna open it up.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
I know, I love it, right? Wanna try it?
Yes.
All right.
Do you need whipped cream on top?
Yes, I do. Are you ready?
Yeah, put it on my soup.
I will. Oh. How is it?
It literally tastes like pumpkin pie. I'm ready. I'm ready for
See?
Thanksgiving.
Boom.
I think that's
That's like
easier.
a cold pumpkin pie.
So good.
That
Which
is
is the
so
way I
good.
prefer
Tastes like pumpkin pie. Don't have to bake it. Yeah, I think I can do this.
it. So
Me too.
okay, that's awesome.
Okay, well this one is done. This is one of my favorites.
Uh-oh, truffles.
Okay, so this is really easy, so we're just gonna jump into it. Want to start us off?
Yes, I will.
Okay.
Okay, this is one of the easiest recipes because it's literally just dump and go. So we're just going to start dumping things.
Yes.
If that's okay. So first we're going to do a half a cup. This is white chocolate chips all melted together.
Yes.
Gotta make my list.
Okay. Okay, so we're gonna add our crumbs. This is 3/4 cup of ginger snap cookie crumbs.
Nice. Now,
And-
Have you ever made truffles? This looks easy. They make it look easy.
I crumbled these. I put them in like a freezer bag and just got my rolling pin.
Nice.
And then went to town.
That's kind of a good way to release some holiday stress.
know, right? Right.
And then 3/4 cup of graham crackers, all crushed up.
Perfect. Here, I'll let you start mixing it.
Okay.
That's okay.
Yes.
Then we have about a half a cup of pumpkin puree. I'm just going to kind of dump it in there for you. Actually, let me-
Oh, I'm so glad
Yes, perfect.
that I found this
And
site.
then 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar, and then 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. Give it a little bit of
Yeah, a little kick.
spice in there. And the very last thing is
Y'all let me know if you're going to try any of these recipes. I'm going to try the milkshake.
just 4 ounces of cream cheese. So I'm going to let you scoop
The
that out.
best ingredient of them
Exactly.
all.
And we melted that
Yes.
just to make our lives a lot easier when
Sorry,
making
got
the
you
filling.
wrong.
Oh, you're fine. All right, then you're just
Stir
going
it
to
all
mix it
in.
up really good. That smells like
I know.
Thanksgiving.
That smells so good.
Awesome. Awesome stirring. Okay, you will notice it's a little bit gritty, but that's okay because it's
Right.
full of
Yes.
cookies and crumbs. So we are going to cover this up and throw it in the fridge for about an hour just until it cools
Yes.
so we can actually make like the truffle
Mhm.
shape. So
Okay.
throwing this in the fridge.
Okay, so we just pulled this out of the fridge, and so now we're going to make them into the truffles. So we have 2 cups of melted white chocolate chips, and then just a few extra cookies that we
My daughter would like to do this probably if she ever had time.
crumbled,
The ginger snap
the ginger snap cookies, and then we just have a smaller cookie scoop, and so you can roll them out using your hands, but that's not a very good roll.
That's okay. They're truffles. They don't have to be perfect.
Yeah, but they'll taste good.
Yes. I love the cookie scooper. It makes
Yes,
it a whole
it
lot
does.
easier. So I'm going to take it and then just put it into the chocolate. And then cover it with chocolate.
Yes.
And then pour it
I've never made these. These look like they would be pretty fun to make.
Now, if you don't want to make the whole entire truffle, you can easily just drizzle it on with chocolate too. So
Yeah, and
We've done that
they'll
both
still
ways.
look super pretty.
exactly.
So while your white chocolate is still soft, you're going to want to garnish them with just a little bit of the crushed ginger snap cookies.
Cute.
Just give it a little pop.
Yeah,
I like it.
it's cute.
Perfect. All right. After you garnish it, you're going to stick it in the fridge or freezer just until
Now those are cute, y'all.
it hardens, just to make it a lot easier to eat.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, we're all done with this one. Let's move on to the next one. So we're going to start with 1/4 cup of butter, and it's supposed to be room temperature, but we kind of cheat and microwave it, and it's just how it is.
Just nuke it for a second. You're good.
Exactly. Then we're going to move to 1/4 cup of olive oil. All right, what's next? What do we got?
I'll put the stuff in the microwave too if I'm in a hurry, like any of it. Just kind of get it started so that it melts.
So, I'll start mixing this. And then let's do the cup of sugar.
Okay, so we have 1 cup of sugar here. There you go. And
Sorry.
maybe pumpkin next.
Yes.
All right, so we're gonna do 1 cup of pumpkin. So this usually comes with like what? Almost 2 cups. So we're gonna, again, kind of eyeball it. Can you use your spoon?
Yep.
Awesome.
And be sure to get the pumpkin puree, not the pumpkin pie filling.
Yes. Okay. Now let's add the flour. So this is an awesome measuring cup. It's 1.5 cups of flour here. So we're just gonna slowly dump that in. And then just add a teaspoon of our baking powder.
Now what is that? A quick cooker thing?
The thing I like about Instant Pot desserts, I've tried cookies and brownies in there, is the texture. It's
Instapot, sorry.
true. This would be similar to a
It is
pumpkin
like
pie.
a pumpkin pie. Yeah. Oops. Okay, you mix that all in. We're just gonna add just a little bit of salt. It's like a teaspoon of salt. I mostly just like to kind of eyeball it again. I eyeball
Right.
a lot. And then just 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract.
Smells good. Smells
does.
like the
It
holidays.
smells like pumpkin. All right, you ready for this? We should have done this when I did the liquid, but we're adding it now. It's fine. It is.
It all mixes.
This is one of those recipes you just kind of throw it all together and it will work out just fine. Okay, looking good.
We forgot the eggs. We're gonna add those.
Okay,
I think they better remember the eggs, right?
we're gonna add eggs. We do know how to cook.
The Instant Pot is forgiving. I will
It
say that. I
seriously
feel like
is.
so many Instant Pot recipes can kind of just be mixed, and the pressure magic does the work for
Just
you.
cooks everything evenly. All right.
Hey, do you guys? I don't like to pour the egg right into the mix. I like to take the egg, put it in a bowl, and then stir it up real good, and then throw it in. That's just me.
Let's see your skills. See if we can mix that all together.
Okay.
All right. So
I like
I'm so
these
excited.
recipes.
One, to not only show you how to make the pumpkin bread, but to show you these awesome silicone molds that I got. Usually I kind of struggle with things that go in the Instant Pot, but these are awesome. So it comes with 2 of them. And the recipe that we're making today, you only have to use 1 of them. So we're gonna put one side. So my trick with this is that you have to spray it really well or it will stick to it. So we're gonna take some cooking spray and just spray it.
Go
a
to
lot.
town.
Thank you.
I know Kelly's used the silicone molds. I haven't for baking.
Now, if you can see, it has lots of different lines and curves to it. You just want to make sure that you spray each individual one so it won't stick. There we go. On the outside too.
And that makes it so pretty when you pull it out and
Yes.
it has this design on it.
It's fun. Okay, so now we're just going to very carefully, I'll move this up so you guys can see, pour that into it. All right.
Okay.
So I kind of just did chunks at a time, just going around this.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Do you want me to pour it? Do you want to hold it?
Yeah.
Okay, you hold it, and I'm just going to gently pour it in. All right. I'm going to kind of just, there we go.
2-man job.
Yes, it is. There should always be
You
two
could do
women
it
in the
by
kitchen.
Kristen's made it on her own.
I have. It just goes a little slower.
Snickerdoodle. Snickerdoodle. Kind of trying to figure out what they're doing here.
All right.
Yeah, that fills it about to the top.
I know.
That's
So you
perfect.
want to make sure that you have about an inch from the top because it will expand. Okay. So if you can see right now, the goal is you want to cover the whole thing. So I'm just going to kind of bounce it a little bit, make sure all the air bubbles are out. And so it will go into all those little.
Hi, Alyssa.
crevices. So.
Hi, Alyssa. I was wondering where you went. You must have just got out of bed. No, I'm playing.
All right. What do you think? Looking good?
Yeah.
Oh, this will be okay. Okay. So now when you're making desserts in the Instant Pot, you want to make sure that whatever you're cooking is kind of sealed because you don't want a ton of liquid in there. So we're going to use some foil and cover it the best that we can and to try and keep some of the liquid out.
Moisture out.
Now I have seen people, they put like a paper towel down first and then they do it. But this one, because it's made out of the silicone, I did the foil a few times and it worked just fine. So that's what we're going to do. So you just want to make sure that you try and seal it the very best that you can. All right. Okay, so now we have this. Let's put, I like to do about 1 cup of water in the bottom of the Instant Pot. So I have my little trivet that the Instant Pot came with.
Right, Alyssa. Well, it's a good thing I was doing this. I was telling everybody I'm sharing. You're allowed to share videos without a copyright restriction if you use Creative Commons videos. So this is the first time I've done this. So I am going to, and I wanted to look up the pumpkin recipes. So I'm going to go ahead and see what they do, see what Facebook does, whatever. I want to put this over on YouTube too because it helps share their site. It's Six Sisters stuff.
Put that in the bottom. And then let's put the 1 cup of water right into the Instant Pot. Nice. And I'm just going to slowly just put this in. Ooh. All right. Okay, I think we're ready. So I'm going to put the lid on.
Do you guys use the Instapot? We have, but we just don't know what we're doing really.
That little jingle is great. Okay, so you want to make sure your little knob, you want to turn that to sealing. That's probably the most important step here. So this one is the Instant Pot Duo, so it has a pressure cook button. If you have the Luxe, you'll have a manual button. They do the same thing. So we're going to push pressure cook button. And then because it's so thick and dense, we have to go up to 45 minutes. So we're cooking it for 45 minutes. That's how much you would have to cook it in the oven for. There we go. But you don't get the same texture in the oven as you do here. Okay, so while this is going, so it's right now it says 45 minutes, and then in a few seconds, there we go. It's gonna say on. That means you did everything right. Now you can just kind of walk away from the Instant Pot.
There you go.
Okay, I'm excited. All right, so when your Instant
Instapot is good for summertime baking, I guess.
Pot bread is done, I let mine sit in here for about 10 to 15 minutes. You can turn it to venting and do a quick release, or like I did, you can just let it sit. So I'm going to turn mine to venting and all the pressure's out. So the lid will just come right off. Well, you can't see it yet. All right. So here's the hard part. Now, if you have a trivet that has little handles, that would work best. But if not, you just have to watch me suffer through this for a minute.
This is obviously not Kristen's Instant Pot because she would have the prepper gear.
It's fine. All right. There we go. Okay.
We're going to take the foil off.
Yeah, you want to? Is it? Here, let's put it down. We'll take the foil off. There we go. Okay, now it looks like literally pumpkin bread, huh?
It does.
So because we did the cooking spray, it should work okay. Do you want to put that on and flip it over? That would be great.
This is a lot of pressure.
Here we go. I kind of just like push it down, make sure it's out, and just pull it off. Ready?
Oh,
nice. Okay, so here's
that is pretty.
Here's the trick. You want to put the butter on while it's hot. So we're going to use like a little brush and just brush on the butter. And then while I'm brushing it on, Elisa's going to show you the topping of it.
Okay. Super simple topping. 4th cup of sugar, 4th cup of brown sugar, and a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon.
Cinnamon.
So we're just gonna mix that together.
Nice.
And just
I love all
sprinkle.
those toppings.
I know, and cinnamon, nothing goes better with pumpkin than cinnamon.
Right? This is where it gets like the snickerdoodle name from, is like the cinnamon sugar mixture.
Yeah.
Now, as you're doing the butter, just make sure you get it in all the little crevices. Now, if you don't have one of these little bundt pans, you could also make it in like a little loaf pan or one of those stackable pans that I've showed in another video. I'll put a link in the description for you.
The bundt pan is prettier though. It's fancier.
All right. How's it looking?
Good. It's
Good.
crumbly.
Yeah. I think I'm almost done here with my butter. So you can get really fancy and put this on a cooling rack, so all your cinnamon and sugar will fall underneath it. But this is just for me and my family, and I really don't care if it's fancy or not. So we're just gonna sprinkle it on just like this. All right, you ready?
Okay.
Okay. So I actually just like to use my fingers. You wanna help me?
Oh, okay.
And so we're just gonna lightly just kind of like brush it on, and I kind of like to pat it on, pat it in, so it will stay on. I love the design of it.
I know, it looks so pretty.
It's kind of fun, huh?
Nice festive dessert.
Exactly. All right, guys, I hope you like these recipes. Now you have the pumpkin recipes. If you need some idea for Thanksgiving recipes, I got you there. All right, we'll see ya. Something you might not have known about me is that
Okay. Now I enjoyed that. See, y'all could watch with me and get some ideas. I liked that. And I liked that they were quick and fast and didn't waste time. Even though it went on for a long time. The next time, I guess it won't be as long. But this is an experiment for me. And now we can do the piece cards. Now that we're good and hungry. Now I got to go to the store and get some pumpkin. Anybody that doesn't know that catches this later, these are piece cards that I got a long time ago. And I didn't know what to do with them, so I figured I'd do them here. It's Dr. Wayne W. Dyer and some of the things he used to talk about. And it's inner piece cards. And I sit here and shuffle them forever. And then you just in time, Melissa, for the piece card. And then we will, let me take this thing out of my head. Then I'll go back and check the video and see if it's okay. And then I'll go ahead and put it on YouTube because it's recipes. People like recipes. And they probably, if they don't follow that lady, Six Sisters stuff, if they don't follow them, they can check out the recipes that we were looking at. Okay. In the middle, in the middle, in the middle. And if it's a repeat, we need it. Okay. The loving, innocent world of animals serves as a good example for me. The more you stop to observe animals and learn from them, the more healthy and peaceful your life will be. I think so. I think so. The animals don't have all this hidden agenda stuff, the trickery. Although we did have a raccoon one time, and she could trick you. She was smart enough to trick you. Hi, Judy. Drew, go get you some pumpkin. I know, Alyssa. It's like they not you know, I mean, they do get mad at you. Kelly used to tell me her cats used to get mad at her. And so they do get mad at you and get into trouble. I know my daughter's dogs. I call them the little gang. They're older now, but they acted like a little gang. If I let, no kidding, if I let them in from being outside, one would, instead of them, you know how they usually do, follow each other? No. They must have discussed it before I let them in. and one went in one direction, the other one went in the other direction, and they ran as fast as they could. And what they were doing was trying to trick me because the one this way wanted to see if the bathroom door was open. The one that went this way wanted to see if the laundry room door was open, because both of them have trash cans in them. And they were tricking me. That's why I called them a little gang, because it took 2 times for me to figure out what they were doing. That's how smart dogs are. And cats too. Cats pretend like they're not smart. They pretend. They're snobby sometimes. Okay, I had fun watching those videos, and we'll do something else next time. I want to see what this does. And it may not be, hoping it's not going to be as long, but I was interested in them, and I thought maybe you guys might be too. So hang in there. And we'll see. We'll see. Maybe next time it'll be a craft or something. I don't know, but it won't be as long because they do make shorter videos, I hope. I don't know. Or maybe I can download them and cut it to show you guys. I don't know. We'll see. I'm experimenting on y'all. Okay, y'all have a great weekend. It's Friday. And it's the weekend. I've got errands to run. Yeah, you know, Alyssa, you might want to try Temu if you order from Temu at all. I don't know the quality. I know there's better quality. I know there is, because you can tell there's better quality. But a lot of times, if you don't mind buying used things, a lot of times the yard sales will have things like that in there. It's not as easy to use, but it's I've used them before. And when you, if it's the metal ones, when they cut, if you grease it right, if you do what you're supposed to do, put some flour in it and all that, it'll come out right. But I would think the silicone, good quality silicone, would do good. I don't know. You know, shop around, see what you can find out, because those are good gifts too. I like the homemade gifts. Yeah, I think so. They have everything on there. I mean, everything. Let me see. What are we calling this? A bunt pan? A silicone. I don't even know how to spell it. Pans. Yep, they sure do. Shop around though. Let me see if I can share this. Shop around. Ooh, they got some pretty ones too. But like I said, I don't know the quality at all. There's that one that lady had for $367. If you on Temu, if you order $10 or more, it's free shipping. Depending where it comes from, how long you have to wait for. They got some pretty ones. Look at that. Depends on where it comes from, how long you have to wait for it. So if you're in a hurry, you might want to shop elsewhere. But I do know if it's $10 or more, it's free shipping. At least that's the way it has been for me. They got the little mini ones too. They have sets. The big ones are up here. Let's see. They got some pretty ones. That's a different kind. Yeah, go on there and look, and you can filter. Where is it? Okay, filter by low. See what happens. Okay, they give you the little cupcake ones. Those are cute too, the little ones. Where is it? There's the larger one. I think this is the one that lady had. Let's see. It's 9-inch pan. What's it look like? They're not showing me what it looks like now. Okay. But yeah, try shopping around first. That's what I do. Download their app. Okay. Okay, gotcha. Anyway, the only reason that I like Temu is because they are, excuse me, it's the same stuff that you get at the Dollar Tree. Type stuff, you know what I mean? Quality stuff. So as long as you don't download anything of theirs, I guess it's okay, right? I order from them, but I try to get credits, and I try to get, I try to do it the cheapest way I can do it. And so far, so good. Now, one of the ear beats or whatever you call the ear buds or whatever that my daughter ordered, and they were really, really cheap. She said only one side worked. I mean, so yeah, just be careful anywhere that you order. And I have also learned that when you order something from somebody, go ahead, once it's ordered, go ahead and remove your information. Don't keep it on that site, because they get into these sites. Even if it's not that company, they get broke into, and they get, they get hacked, and then they get your information. So, okay, ladies, thank you very much. And let me get off here, and we have music somewhere. And I will talk to y'all later. That was interesting. I liked that. I liked watching those recipes. So we'll do that again sometime later on while I experiment with this. All right. Yeah, we can do. Bye.